Welcome to the Up and Up podcast. Today in studio is Jamie Henderson.
Good morning, Sherry.
Well, good morning. Who are you representing?
You know, today I am representing Samaritan Caregivers. Have you ever heard of them?
I have.
You have?
Yes, they help people stay in their homes.
They do. We have volunteers that give a lot of help to people 65 and over so that they can stay at home, independent. Sometimes people just need a little bit of help. And so our volunteers provide that help. And, you know, everyone really wants to stay in their home as they age, right?
Oh, I agree. The surroundings are so important.
Absolutely. It's what you're used to. It's what you know. It's what you like. You can watch TV anytime you want. You can eat what you want when you want.
I can go to bed when I want.
Absolutely. So as we age, we kind of forget that sometimes it just takes a little bit of help. When you don't drive, that's a little bit of a problem. So our volunteers give free help to people 65 and over who are still living at home.
Wow.
Kind of the phrase for that is aging in place. And that's here in Howard County. So that's been something that we've been doing for over 25 years now.
That is amazing. And really, to be honest with you, the population is continuing to age. And so what is it? Are we saying that baby boomers, it's 10,000 a day, are reaching?
I think it is. I have heard AARP say that as many as 50,000 people are aging every day into that boomer.
I also think about generations like myself where you've got the young, children out of the house and you got grandparent or grandchildren that you're trying to grandparent. And then we've got a lot of single parent households.
Absolutely.
And then they're trying to caregive as well.
Yes.
And so, I've got a father, and a stepmom that's aging in place. And so I think about the fact of the sandwich generation, in some respects, because it's challenging to give the caregiving when you have a full-time job.
That's absolutely what we find, and that's why volunteers are so important. And again, the services that we provide are free.
Whew.
And that's because we have the best volunteers anywhere. And so some of the things that our volunteers do are that they visit with people.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is. It really is. We drive people where they need to go. That's a big one too.
Yeah, because you got to get your medications. You've got to go to the doctor.
And a lot of people who are driving, frankly, should not be driving. We all know that. We've seen people like that. So we get people where they need to go. Actually, we take as many as almost 500 trips a year for people. And that gets them safely where they need to be. We have over 1,400 students now who are writing cards and letters through what we call our Adopt a Grandparent program.
I love that.
It's kind of a pen pal program.
Yes.
Except that you don't really expect everybody to write back. However, we hear some wonderful stories about how that brightens up your day. Because typically, what do older people get in the mail?
Bills.
Bills, absolutely. Bills,
medical
and
bills,
junk.
yeah,
Yes.
all that good, yeah.
Nothing that brightens your day, right?
No.
So that's what we're excited about. And we do hear people that say, I went to my mailbox and there was a card with my name on it. And it was, from a student saying, I thought about you today. Have a nice day. We even got a card from a gentleman who sent us back a thank you card for he said, I got a Valentine this year. We said, well, that's great. That's great. What did he say about it? He said, I hadn't gotten a Valentine in 10 years.
Ooh, that's a long time. And people who don't have relatives that are able to check up on them, or they live out of state,
Right.
loneliness is a real factor. And then that loneliness leads to that depression piece. So it is so important. I love that. 1,400 students writing.
Yes.
Just little letters of encouragement.
Right.
To those that are in their home by themselves, possibly.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of individuals and companies and businesses that also send when the school isn't in session. So people get something year round. And then lots of
that's
folks
wonderful.
right at Christmas. How important are Christmas cards to your dad?
Yes, very.
Yes.
Very. It means somebody cares about them.
Absolutely. And it doesn't even really matter whether it's someone that they know or not. It's just something came in their mailbox. This whole program got started over 20 years ago when I went to someone's home, and she had one of the Samaritan Caregiver Christmas cards.
Oh.
And she said, thank you for the card. And I said, well, you're welcome. We send them to everybody, and I have a volunteer who signs them. It's not really me. And what do you think that she told me? It was the only
Oh,
card
my
she got.
goodness. Wow. And how important is it to get something with your name on it? Because your name means so much. And when people call you by name, it even resonates with all of us. So when I also think about Samaritan Caregivers, and the reason we do this podcast is specifically so you watching will have the resources and know what is available right here in Howard County for you and possibly your aging parent. It could be you at home individually by yourself and saying, hey, I really need somebody to care about me. That's the reason we're here with Jamie. Now, Samaritan Caregivers has taken on a pretty big task. Rebecca is taking on the Medicare educational piece.
It's not easy.
No. And why is it that insurance gets more difficult the older you get? So when you hit 65, the complication factor of health insurance goes to a whole nother level.
Absolutely. Medicare is complicated. And just for that very reason, we saw that in a lot of the people we served.
Yes.
They were confused. They were paying more money for Medicare premiums than what you should. Mm-hmm. They just didn't have anybody. We don't tell anybody what to do, and we don't sell anything. We're a little different than a lot of the people that you see.
It's education to be able to make a valued choice yourself.
Absolutely. Make your healthcare dollars go as far as they can go.
That's it.
So if you or someone you know needs a little bit of help to navigate the gnarly system of Medicare, Samaritan Caregivers have people who are state trained in that. And so we will give you some side-by-side comparisons of what you need to know to make really good decisions about your Part A, your Part B, your Part D, your Medigap, your Advantage plan, all of that. So you can trust our folks to just give you info so that you and your family can make the best decision.
Yeah, and I highly recommend that because October 15th is Medicare enrollment time.
Absolutely.
And that's when, if you're going to make changes to anything in your Medicare, whether it's supplements or, whatever that looks like, the 15th of October is the opening of that. So there is time in the next 30 days, if you will, to have that side-by-side comparison with your aging parent that may need help in making some valued decisions with their health. And when I think about that, I think about the types of medicines that people are on. I think about the doctors and the specialists that they see. For my dad with dementia, a neurologist is absolutely a necessity. It's not something that we can spare. So knowing what plans take care of what
That's
is
right.
essential.
That's right.
So
it is.
I am so thankful for Rebecca and your organization
Thank you.
because taking that on.
Right. And what I like to say is that for people who are income eligible, there is assistance for your Medicare premiums.
Whoa.
It's not for everyone, and we can help you
That's neat.
decide whether or not that is something that might apply to you. Fill out your application and send it in. We can't guarantee the results, but we can do that. And then I need to be sure that I jump ship and talk about our grocery program.
Yes, absolutely. Because when you are aging in place and you don't have transportation, I think about how do you go to the grocery? And, some of us are planning meals day by day now, especially with costs.
Absolutely. And when
That's a
you
big
are
one.
an older person, frankly, you might have health that is failing. You just don't feel good. You've got some chronic health issues. It might be that, of course, you're not driving, and also you just don't have the money to pay your utility bills and pay your medical bills and eat. And that's a hard choice, isn't it?
If you don't know about Samaritan Caregivers grocery program, I just encourage you to listen closely and know what's available to you.
Right. Now, this program is very popular, as you would imagine.
I can.
And we always have a waiting list for it. But the bottom line is we provide $50 in groceries for 45 people every single month.
Wow.
And that is thanks to a contract with the city of Kokomo for Community Development Block Grant money, CDBG money. And this year we were blessed by a grant from Community Howard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've been able to provide $50 of groceries for 45 people. It's free to the people who need it because our volunteers shop and deliver it.
Oh, my goodness. That is amazing.
One lady told us we just added her. We pulled her off the waiting list and just started serving her. And she said, you all are such a blessing to me. My rent just went up, and I wasn't sure how I was going to cut enough corners to eat. Like you said, cereal. A lot of people just exist, and you may not think this, but a lot of people exist solely on canned food.
Yeah.
Canned fruits, canned vegetables, canned meat. Now, that's great because it's not very expensive, and it's shelf stable, so it never goes bad. What's wrong with it, though?
Yeah, a lot of preservatives.
A lot. Don't really help you.
Not necessarily good for diabetics,
no.
certain chronic illness.
So the people that we are helping, and another lady, the very first lady that we put on the grocery list, she said, I have a question for you. Like, what? She said, could I get a bag of tangerines? She said, I just love tangerines, and I only eat them at Christmas time.
Oh, wow.
Said, put the bag of tangerines first on the list. We are going to get you a bag of tangerines.
Yes.
Something that simple makes such an incredible difference in the lives of people who do not have helpful people or resources in abundance in their life. We forget. We are blessed. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. He's talking to us.
Yes, he is. And we are to be the servants, right? We're to be the people who serve our community. Yes. And I think as servant leaders, it becomes a challenge at times in the jobs that we do as executive directors. We look like we're having fun.
We are having fun.
And we are having fun.
But that's just
we
part of
love
it.
events, and we love showing off our organization. We're very passionate about what we do, and that we are able to meet the needs of those in the community that are coming towards us.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm focused on the needs of the kids. You're focused on the needs of those aging in place to make sure that they have the independence that they deserve, the tangerines that they deserve.
It seems like so little.
It does, but to be honest with you, your organization runs on how much in dollars a year?
Well, our budget is about $187,000 a year, and we get that from our fundraising events, which you said are loads of fun, and people really enjoy it. A lot of work goes into it.
Yes.
And we also are very blessed to have contributions, just like you are, from people who care.
Yes. And we're very thankful for the donors that are making such a difference in our community.
We are.
And I think hearing the stories of the tangerines, the Christmas card, all of those things, even Medicare and the money that you've been able to save individuals.
For sure.
With them making the right decisions, knowing what their options are, huge difference.
Absolutely. And the Bible says that inasmuch you've done it to the least of these, you've done it to me. And so that's kind of the verse that our organization is founded on, that we believe that if you're going to be the hands and feet of Jesus, this is a great opportunity. And certainly if anyone wants to, I said this to the 6th graders at Western a couple of weeks ago. If you want to feel better about yourself, then do something for somebody else. Yes. And you will then be that change that you want to see in the world.
Absolutely, because positive leads to positive items. And so I think about classrooms adopting grandparents. I think about the fact that even at Urban Outreach, we could adopt a grandparent and write encouraging notes, or maybe make a Christmas ornament or something like that. And I think about something that drives Samaritan Caregivers, I think, is volunteers. Volunteers are the lifeblood that make it really work.
The services wouldn't be free if we weren't able to match volunteers to these opportunities. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're looking to volunteer, Samaritan Caregivers, Jamie is a great way to do that. Jamie, how do we get a hold of Samaritan Caregivers and help you figure out where the best fit is for them?
Well, the best way is to check out our website at SamaritanCaregivers.org. That's an easy way, and you can volunteer, you can sign up to do that, you can request services for someone.
Yes.
That's always a good way. Old school, give us a call, 765-453-7611. That works. And one of those ways will do it. We hear people say all the time, I'm looking for a volunteer opportunity that will work with my schedule. Well, writing cards and notes, you can do that in your PJs, drinking coffee late at night, early in the morning.
You can watch a movie and still write cards.
You can. And even with your kids, that's a great family opportunity. It's a great opportunity for businesses. And we do see a lot of businesses that decide they want to do that as a group to give back to the community that's been so blessed to them.
I think that's a wonderful way to do it. And, Samaritan Caregivers has been around for quite a while.
Over 25 years.
I think about the fact that we have more in that aging area now than we've ever had before. And so we need people to step up and be that like and support for Samaritan Caregivers. And I don't know about you, Jamie, but I do consider you a mentor in this area of ministry. because again, I kind of got my start with you, didn't I?
You did. Are you trying to make me feel old? Sherry?
No.
Okay. All right.
You're young and spry. I know that. You're running marathons now.
Thank you. A much older sister. How about that?
There
a
you
much
go.
older
That's
sister.
it. Yes.
Well, thank you. You know, this community has so many wonderful causes. You're involved in a fabulous endeavor that makes an incredible difference to youth and shaping their lives. We're on the other end of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. We're helping people that probably are not going to be able to go get a job. Mm-mm. They don't have helpful people. They are not abundant in resources. They don't have money. So if someone has time, treasure, or talent, or any combination of that, we'd love to find a way to put it to work to help the people we serve, just like you would as well for the kids that you're helping.
And I think about caregiving. Caregiving takes a special tack.
As well, you know.
Yeah. So, and so if caregiving is your thing, then Samaritan Caregivers is definitely the organization for you. I don't know about you, but I've enjoyed Jamie being with us today. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Give me a hug. Good
We
to
just
see you, and thank
love Jamie and Samaritan Caregivers. Check them out on SamaritanCaregivers.org and see what you can do today. Thank you for joining the Up and Up podcast. We'll be right back. The episode is funded by the Community Foundation of Howard County. Special thanks to the Hunt Family Fund, which was used to fund this grant. And now back to the Up and Up podcast. Welcome back to the Up and Up podcast, where we find out what's going on in the minds of our young ones. Welcome.
Hi.
What's your name?
Catalina.
And Catalina, how old are you?
11.
And what school do you go to?
Maple Crest.
Maple Crest, okay. So what's happening in your world?
Nothing.
Nothing but everything.
Yes.
That's right. So tell me how you came to know about Kokomo Urban Outreach.
Through my therapist, because she told me that it would be a good place for me to go over my fears. I don't like talking in front of people.
Oh my goodness, and you're on a podcast? Mm-hmm. Welcome. Woo, talk about overcoming fear. Wait till she sees this. You'll be her pride and joy. So tell me, have you overcome this fear? It seems like you might have.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So what happened the first time Corrine called you up to introduce yourself?
I cried.
You know, it's so funny because, you know, everybody has to do it. Everybody knows that their guest is going to have to do it, but they invite them and then they just, surprise, there it is. Mm-hmm. But you made it. And yep. Look at you. Now we can't get you to shut up. No, I'm only kidding. Tell me what you like about the outreach.
It's a good place for me to meet new people and to be more respectful.
Okay. And do you feel you've done that? If so, what's an example of respect that you've learned and put in place?
Because Kareem, he's my main person I look for because he's more respectful than anybody I've known. Because he does a lot of things for us, and
yes,
he likes to he does the best for us because he's like a second father to me.
That's awesome. That's really good, and that takes a lot to admit, doesn't it, Catalina? Mm-hmm. But you know, I really appreciate that you're here and you're doing what one of your biggest fears are, and you're overcoming it by being on video and listening and seeing what's going on. So thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone. So tell me, what's your favorite thing in the store that you like?
Takis.
Takis. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, Roman, he's always going honey buns. I got to have honey buns, you know, and so your Takis. That's
or
cool.
the ice cream.
Ooh. Yes, there's an Oreo ice cream that is so good. So, what have you ever gotten cashed out for a gift card?
Yes, multiple times.
Really? Okay. Have you ever saved to 500?
No, I'm trying to.
Okay. It's hard because you got that store looking at you and going, I want some stuff. So what have you used your gift cards for?
Snacks.
Okay, more snacks.
Yep.
That's awesome. Are you saving for anything particular now?
No.
Okay. Christmas is coming. It's only like 71 or 2 days away. I'm like, ooh, that's quick. What is your favorite job to go out and do?
Putting rocks in on the ground.
Ooh, laying the rocks out in the landscaping and things like that. Cool. I like trimming bushes. I love the trimming and, all that. I love raking leaves. Leaves is coming. Don't like raking leaves? Well, that's okay. You're going to get enough of it, right? But you like the money that comes, the incentive that comes, so that's fun. What do you think about the huddle?
It's very long and I have to stand up in front of people, but it's really nice to hear what other people think.
Some of the suggestions are pretty good. That's awesome. Do you do well in school?
Yes, I have all A's and a B.
What happens if you get A's and B's on your grade card with us at Kokomo Urban Outreach? What do we do?
We get to go hang out with Kareen for a day.
Woohoo! And have some fun.
Or with Jean, we get money.
Yeah. And you get incentive points with us too, right? That's awesome. Is there anything else that you would tell a teenager out there or an adult out there that you want them to know?
That up is a really good place to go because it teaches kids a responsibility and how to be respectful.
And tell me, what are you going to do when you grow up?
I want to be a doctor.
Awesome. That is an audacious goal. Woohoo! Where do you want to go to college at?
Harvard.
Ooh, we've got a Harvard student here. That's awesome. So you're trying for scholarships and all that. Good. And you got A's and B's. Wow. Amazing. Well, congratulations and thank you for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you want to share? Okay. Thank you for joining us for the Up and Up podcast and look for us next week.